Hey, you guys. Happy, what is it? Tuesday. Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. No, it's Monday. It is Monday. Holy guacamole. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a happy weekend, a great weekend. Um, we are going to do the Sister Wives recap. I watched it this morning and took my notes. Hey. I got a new favorite Red Bull. I think it's the yellow one now. I was into the peach, watermelon, whatever it was. But I think I'm into this kind now. Anyways, I just threw my hair up. I've been trying to get through everything this morning because I'm kind of behind on everything. So I watched Sister Wives this morning. I have all my notes. It was a good one. You know, the first episode was more just Kody and Christine talking. Like, that was like the whole thing. They were just talking. I didn't have time to straighten my hair, so I just threw it up in this bun again, like last night, how I just wore this bun. I just decided to do it again today because I don't have time. So, let's go so I can share kind of photos with you guys as to what happened. This episode was a little bit more, you know, where we got to see more. We weren't just stuck in the house with Kody and Christine and hearing them talk the whole time. Because that's what it was last time. Like, the whole time, it was just, you know, them discussing the relationship. Christine just saying, like, I'm done. I'm over it. And Kody kind of being mad about it. You know, that's kind of what it was. So, this one, we got to see more of Janelle. We got to see Robin. We got to see Mary. We also got to see Isabel. We got to see Maddie, which is Janelle's daughter. So, it was nice to see, you know, a little bit more and a little bit more happening versus just being in the house. So let me get with this recap really quickly, and then I will tell you guys, we'll talk about it. Let's do the recap, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so coming back off of the meeting between Kody and Christine, the one-on-one, where Christine tells Kody that she is ready to be done. She's ready to be free. She wants to move on. And also Janelle having COVID. Robin, last episode, talks about how she is shocked that it has come to this, and she wants Kody to fix things, right? So it starts off with Janelle. She's explaining what she's been going through with COVID. She feels like it's really just an achy flu. Nothing more than like a, you know, achy flu. And she does basically kind of give Kody credit, you know, like, well, because of Kody's super strict rules, nobody else, like, it didn't go through the household. It just stayed, you know, in her household. Garrison got it. Was it Garrison? And then he gave it to his girlfriend. He gave it to everybody else in the house, essentially, from the way that Janelle talked about it. Garrison was the one that brought it in. Let me switch to live chat really quickly. Live chat. You guys switch to live chat. There's 3 little dots. You should be able to switch to live chat. I guess it keeps you up to date. You look pretty. Wait. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Samantha. Wait, who said that? Jersey. Thank you. Have you tried? My favorite. I have not. What is that? Did you notice that most of Mary's individual clips are not at the studio set? I didn't notice that. I wonder why. Okay, so Janelle is talking about the COVID, how it's affected her, and how they got it. And essentially she says, you know, Kody kind of did the right thing because now it didn't go through their household. Hey, Queen of Halloween. I love that name, Queen of Halloween. For becoming a member. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Now, after that, Kody brings up, when you watch it on YouTube, they have these weird clips of, like, super close up. Here, this is a good one. Okay, so after that, we see Kody in a confessional, and he brings up the conversation between him and Christine, and he says that he's been replaying their relationship throughout the years, and it shows clips of their relationship, like the early years, when they got married, when they had their first child. He says that he refuses to accept any accountability, and he's been struggling to take Christine serious over the past few years. And I'm like, no wonder she's leaving you. Like, he says in the confessional, he brings up a refusal to have any accountability, to take any accountability. And he says that he has struggled to take Christine seriously over the years. And then he wonders if this is really going to happen. Is she really going to leave the family? Or if she will change her mind, in the next few days or whatever. Am I breaking up for anyone else? Is it your internet that freezing, or is it my internet? Because y'all know that I was freezing last time. After that, it shows these kind of clips of their marriage, which isn't okay. Let's see, like this photo. Then the photo of the top of the head, that the person that did it, they just were very careful with zooming in and out, changing it to transform it a little bit, so they didn't get a copyright issue. Now, after that, that's not a good one. I don't like pausing on crazy faces of Christine. I like Christine. Okay, so after that, we see Robin. She says that it's weird when the other wives come to her and they ask her, like, well, where's Kody been? What's going on with Kody? Like, why isn't he at my house enough? She says that it's weird. And she says Kody is always on the go. Robin says that some of the wives believes that that the way that they are being treated isn't fair, and that he is spending more time at her house. And she says that that's not true, that the wives just aren't tracking the time appropriately, and that's because they're struggling. They're struggling within their relationship with Kody, and therefore they're not appropriately keeping up with the time that he spends at their house versus Robin's house, which is weird because we know that he has spent a lot of time at Robin's house due to COVID. Like, we know that. That's a sealed deal. He's admitted that. Robin's admitted that. He's here way more than I anticipated. He's here more than normal. And Kody's like, I have to stay at Robin's because the other wives won't obey the COVID rules. So he acknowledges this. Robin acknowledges this. But now she says, it's really weird when the wives come to me and want to know where Kody has been. She literally said, Kody says that some of the wives believe that Kody isn't being fair with his time, but he really is, but the wives just aren't tracking it appropriately because they are struggling. What? I did. We're going to get to that one, Sonya. Absolutely. So I'm kind of like, really, Robin? Like, come on. Like, that he definitely was not splitting his time up appropriately. He had a reasoning, but you can't go back and say that it wasn't happening. Now, Janelle then chimes in, obviously in her own confessional. Where we at? Come on, where's Janelle? In her own confessional, Janelle chimes in. That's Janelle's house. Let's go a little bit. Come on. Okay. So she chimes in to say that Kody, when he would come see her, he would not make it to her house until a little bit after 6 p.m. And she says that she understands that it's because he would be at Robin's house helping with the little kids. She's like, he usually would get to my house like when he would come. During COVID, he didn't really come. But she's like, normal schedule, when he gets to my house, it would be after 6 p.m. And that was because he was usually at Robin's house helping with the little kids. She says, besides that, I don't know where he is or what he's doing. Robin then says that Kody is super busy during the day, always on the go, and that's why she has a nanny to help her during the day, because it's not fair to ask Kody to help her with their children when he has so many other responsibilities, so many other, wives and children that he needs to be helping and being there for. She says, I don't feel like it's right to ask him to help me with the children that we have together because he needs to be able to split his time up appropriately. The thing is we know that's not what he was doing, because of COVID or whatever. But Janelle was saying before COVID, on her days, that Kody was not even getting there until after 6 because he would go, I guess after work, back to Robin's house to see the little kids and then get to her house. So she says, I have a nanny. That's why I have a nanny, so Kody can have that time. You had a nanny during COVID too, though. Like, Kody's there. He's not working. You're there. Kody wasn't going to their other houses. So I'm not really sure about the nanny during COVID. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but whatever. Cut to Kody. Let's see if we can get to Kody. There's his eye. Okay, cut to Kody. He says that Christine told him that her kids believe that Kody doesn't want to be around them. Could you imagine, though, you have these children at home with you, and their dad is always at the other wife's house and with the other children, but he doesn't come to your house? So they started believing, well, Dad just don't want to come here, which I could understand that. He says, I don't go anywhere. Now, keep up with what I'm saying, right? Robin says, the other wives thinks that he's just always with me and the time isn't like it's supposed to, but they're just not paying attention. They're not keeping up with it right. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Janelle says, well, he does come to my house a little bit late because he goes to Robin's house to check the kids in. Robin says, I don't require much from him and I don't ask much from him because he's got all these other responsibilities, so I hired a nanny. Kody says, I don't go anywhere. I stay at home every day. I've been here all year, no traveling. I didn't get to see my friends. So that kind of cancels out Robin's whole thing, like why I need the nanny, because Kody is always gone. He's always so busy. He's tending to the other houses. And Kody's like, no, I'm not doing anything. Christine then talks about how Kody didn't visit. Like during quarantine, obviously he didn't visit. But even like before quarantine, she says that he wasn't really coming by. And she said that her family would go kayaking, hiking all the time. She was like, we went hiking and kayaking all the time. We're like, they're like a very adventurous, like little family, you know. Like every day she's like, hey, let's go do something. Let's go hang out. And, you know, if they called and invited Kody, most of the time he wouldn't come. But one time he did come with them hiking. One time he went with the family hiking, with Christine's family hiking. And she said that he brought along Robin's kids. She was like, it was supposed to be, you know, him come spend the day with us. And we go hiking with the kids, with Truly and with Isabel. But he brought Robin's kids. So obviously that's going to, even though I'm sure the kids want to see their siblings, that's going to make them feel some type of way if their dad is always with the other kids. And then when he does come to visit them, he has to bring the other kids. We're going to get to the Garrison. I think I'm going to do a whole video on the situation with Garrison. But I'm going to go over it in this video through the recap. So Christine says, she talks about how Kody didn't visit, and the one time they went hiking, he brought Robin's kids because he was babysitting them. And she was obviously like a little bothered by it, like he couldn't even come hiking. You know, the times that he does come, he can't come alone, like he brought Robin's kids, you know. So she was like a little irritated about that. He then says, I don't babysit my kids. I swear it was like all over the place. Like one of them would say something, then the other one would say something else, and it would be completely opposite of what the one said, you know. So he's like, I don't babysit my kids. He's like, I don't have time to babysit my kids. I would much rather just pay someone $20 an hour. Sorry. He said, I don't babysit my kids. I've been working all my life. I don't like to go hiking. I don't like to go kayaking. But I am good at watching my kids, even if it's something I don't really do. I would rather pay somebody $20 an hour than to lose $200 an hour with the business. I'm like, dang, he's making $200 an hour? What's he doing? I think that's what he said. I think he said $200 an hour. Oh my goodness, Becky. That's funny. So yeah, she's like, he brought the kids because he was babysitting them. And I'm like, why are you babysitting them? You have Robin at home and a nanny. So why must he bring the kids to the very limited amount of time that he's been with Christine's kids? Like, I know they're siblings. So, of course, like, yeah, bring them around each other at times. But if he hasn't been around his and Christine's children in weeks, he needs to go by himself, you know, and just spend that quality time with them. Of course, next time, maybe bring the kids, or at least ask, like, hey, well, I'm thinking about bringing Robin's kids before he even mentions it to Robin's kids. I'm thinking about, And then they can say, well, I would like for it to just be, you, since we haven't seen you in a while. But at least give the option. So, Christine then talks about how Isabel has noticed the difference in the time that Kody spends with her versus the time that Kody spends with Robin, and how he treats them when he is around them. So, Christine says that Isabel has told her she's seen it, and she can't imagine how hard it is for her mom, to deal with that. To have a husband that has other wives and spends all his time with one of the other wives and doesn't treat her even like a wife, essentially, So she acknowledges that. She sees it. Christine then said that the kids do not want to see their dad treat one wife better than the next wife. But I would imagine they wouldn't, right? I would imagine you wouldn't want to see your dad treat your stepmom better than your biological mom, if it's a plural lifestyle. Robin, we then flip over to Robin, and she says this is not a new complaint. The kids claiming that she's the favorite wife, that she's the head wife. She's heard this time and time again, and it's just not true. She is not the head wife. And I'm like, I think you are. She says, there's not a new complaint that I'm the favorite wife. That's just not true. They don't see how he treats me at my house. They don't see how he is at my house. She says that Kody is at her house by default because of the decisions the other wives have made. She says Kody isn't fun to be around right now because Kody is so bothered by the situation between him and Christine. She says that she misses her husband because who she has right now is definitely not Kody because he is so angry. She also says that she gets that anger. That when she tries to talk to him about anything, anger. That it comes to her rather than, I guess. She said, I tell him, wait, you're not mad at me. Like, you shouldn't be mad at me. Okay. So, Kody goes back to Christine's house to talk again because when they were talking, it just, she shared how she was feeling. She wants to leave, obviously. But I guess they didn't, seal the deal. I don't know. So he goes back to talk to her some more. And they talk or whatever. Kody tells Christine that by them getting a divorce, he is worried that it will affect the children, that it will hurt the children. Christine explains that, them being in the relationship they're in is what's going to hurt the children. Well, look at what they have to witness. They see you treat me a way that they feel is, unfair. They see you being at, Robin's house more. At least if we were to move and we weren't together, we would have that excuse as to why you're not around, oh, we live too far apart, dad will come when he can, but we're right here and you don't visit. So, he was calm here. It was really, a big difference from the first meeting. He's, sitting relaxed. Let me show you guys. He's kind of sitting, he's kind of at home. See? He's, propped up. He's cool, Seems more comfortable in this one. So, Kody says that he would have rather done counseling, that he always knew that it would get to, where something had to give. But he thought that would mean they needed counseling, that they would choose counseling. He's I always knew that we'd get to a part where we'd have to do something, but I figured that when we do counseling, I didn't figure that it would be her leaving. Kody asked Christine, he's did you feel relief when you made that decision to leave? He's so did you feel relief when you made the decision to leave? And immediately, she said yes. She said yes, I felt relief. Just okay. Yeah, I'm having some bots coming here. I don't know why. I guess, right, Becky? So she's like, yep. She says that she tells him, she says, I wish I would have left when we were in Vegas. I wish I would have never come to Flagstaff. Like, I wish I would have left already. Kody seems shocked. He's like, wow, really? We then see clips where Christine, Mary, Robert, and Janelle all kind of explain how difficult it is to live a plural lifestyle. And Christine basically says, I always thought it was normal. Like, I always thought it was normal to be sad and to be lonely and for it to be hard. Like, I thought, well, it's a plural lifestyle. Of course it's going to be hard, but you got to put the effort in there, that it will have its rewards. And she's like, and not, it wasn't all that. Like, I definitely got some rewards, but I've realized that you don't have to be sad all the time. So, they all kind of explain. Of course, Mary, Robin, and Janelle, they're kind of still on that, it's difficult, but you do it. You push through. Now, what's crazy is Kody ends up apologizing for being so angry at Christine. He ends up apologizing. It was really wild because I was kind of shocked that he apologized. He's like, I'm really sorry for being so angry at you. And she was like, thank you so much. She was like, oh my goodness, thank you. In a confessional, Christine says, that's the nicest thing that he's ever, like, that's the nicest thing that he's said to me in, like, years. Or she may have said that to him. She may have said to him, that's the nicest thing that you've said to me in years, to say, I'm sorry for being so angry at you. Now, what's crazy is after he says it, he goes to a confessional, and he says, it feels like a major injustice being done to me right now. So he apologizes, but then when he's back by himself, he's like, yeah, this is not right. I'm being done wrong. Now, Kody does tell Christine, he says, I need to find a place within myself where I can be happy for you and your newfound happiness and freedom. And Christine says that that's the sweetest thing that he said to her in a long time. Now, Christine says that she cannot keep waiting and waiting and waiting for Kody to want to have the relationship that she wants and the relationship that she needs. She can't keep waiting. I guess basically, like, she waited and she waited thinking that someday it would, it would get there. Someday it would get there, and it just never did. And now she's just done waiting. She's like, I'm not going to wait. Kody says that he just can't let go. He says, I feel like I need grief counseling because I'm having a hard time letting go. I'm kind of dumbfounded. And I was kind of dumbfounded too. I don't know, like, if he's really having a hard time letting go, if there's an angle here that we're missing. I don't know. But he says that he feels like he needs grief counseling because he's having a hard time letting go. And I'm like, wow, okay. Roxy. That's funny. Okay, so they talk about her moving back because he's like, well, what's the plan? What do you want to do? And she says, I want to move back to Utah. And he says, where at? She says, Salt Lake. Kody's not happy about that because that's like 8 hours away from where he is. And he was like, you don't want to go back to wherever it was they lived before, which is not as far. She's like, no, I don't want to go there. I want to go to Salt Lake. Sorry, guys. He is upset because he says Truly will just be too far away. He doesn't like that Truly's going to be that far away. Christine says that she needs to get Truly around people that love her, because right now she says Truly basically is only around me. Like, yes, she sees you every once in a while, but it's basically me. And Isabel, obviously. She's like, so I need to get her around the people that love her. There's more people in Georgia, Utah that love her that she can be around. So I would like to get her there. In a confessional, she says that she would rather take Truly away from Flagstaff before Truly sees what Isabel saw, that Kody would rather be somewhere else with someone else. Hey, Carla. Exactly, Becky, exactly, yeah. So, Mary, then, we see a little clip of Mary where she explains how, like, when the kids were young, they were all super close. You know, they talk about how it's different now that the kids are older. And when the kids were younger, they all hung out a lot more. They needed each other more because they relied on each other, like, to help keep the kids. And, you know, the kids hung out a lot more. So, Mary just talks about how since the kids got older, there has been a difference. He had no problem taking Robin's kids far away from their dad. Mm-hmm. And I had to rewind this part like 3 times because I'm like, did I just hear what I thought I just heard? Hey, Gina. Because he says that he hasn't been in love with her. He's like, I haven't been in love with you. And I'm like, did I just hear that correctly? Like, what? And she says, I know, but I was in love with you. I fell head over heels in love with you. And then the confessional, she's like, I was so smitten over Kody. And it shows, like, photos of them back in the day where she's, like, laughing and she's happy. And she looks super happy, you know, Kotex. I don't think I've ever seen anybody call him Kotex. That's funny. So, she's like, I was head over heels in love with you. But not anymore, basically. They then talk about how she's going to tell the other women. She's like, I need to tell the other women. I want to tell them soon because I want to be honest with them about what's happening. And Kody says that he feels unmanly, being left, considering that a wife is leaving him. He feels unmanly. It's going to be embarrassing. And he asks if he needs to be there. He's like, can you just tell them without me? And she says, no, I would rather not to. I would rather you be there. And he's like, really? Why? And she's like, well, yeah, that way they know that we spoke about this already. This is where she's telling him, like, I was in love with you. You know, she's like grinning really big. There's the photo it showed, like, where she was, like, obviously smitten over him. There's the woman. So, she says that she would like for Kody to be with her. That way, you know, the wives know that her and Kody's talked about this, and they know that Kody and Christine are kind of on the same page, and, you know, it's good. It's fine. She explains that she knows that some of the wives are going to feel betrayed. She worries about burning bridges, but essentially she's like, listen, I have a good relationship with Janelle, and that'll stay. Like, me leaving, my relationship with Janelle, it will stay. You know, we'll be okay. My relationship with Robin and Mary, it's not good. We are not close, and that will probably stay. And all the girls kind of talk about, like, what happens when one of the wives leave. They're like, we know instances where the wife leaves and she wants nothing to do with the entire family. There's also instances where the wife leaves and she is still really good friends with the sister wives. She just don't want to be with the husband. So, she tells Kody that she wants him there. In a confessional, Kody says that he just wished that Christine would admit that she is leaving because of her and not because of him or anything that he has done. And I'm like, that's why she's leaving. That's why she's leaving. You want her to admit that it was all her, that she's the one that did it. You didn't do anything wrong, and that's not going to happen. So after that, we get to see Christine talking about Isabel. Is it Isabel or Isabella? I always get confused. Izzy, they call her Izzy too, don't they? So, Isabel got accepted into college in North Carolina. So she is moving. So Christine's like, one thing I need to do before I move back to Utah is I need to get my kids' situations, figured out. So Isabel got accepted into college. Isabel is close with Maddie. Maddie is Janelle's daughter. So she's really close with Maddie. Maddie actually lives in North Carolina as well. And Maddie goes to the college that Isabel got accepted in. So what they're going to do is Isabel's going to move to North Carolina and live with Maddie and her little family. And because Maddie goes there as well. So she won't be in this unfamiliar place with nobody starting this new school. She will be with her half-sister, which is really cool. They call Maddie on the phone. They tell Maddie, like, hey, she's been accepted. And Maddie's, like, super excited. So Maddie's like, so you're going to move in? And she's like, yeah. Obviously, they have to tell Kody, but they haven't told him yet. Now, There's Mary. So there she is doing her like FaceTime call with Maddie, telling Maddie that she got into college. They're super happy about that. Okay, we got a commercial, so let me get my face back up here. Okay. After that, Kody comes back on the screen. Looks like he's like in a closet or something. And he says that he just got off the phone with Garrison. Garrison is the son that he shares with Janelle. Garrison is Janelle's fourth son. Garrison and Kody really butted heads over COVID. Kody says that Garrison got COVID and then gave it to his girlfriend, gave it to the rest of the family. Garrett essentially, though, called Kody and like went off on him, called him a hypocrite, was mad at him. Here it is. Let me get it back. Whoa, where did that go? Wrong one. Come back here. Come back here. Sometimes I do things I don't need to do. Oh, I can't grab my picture. There we go. All right, so if you guys don't have Philo or like cable, I can link this video down below. It is on YouTube. Now, they did have to change it up a little bit to make sure they didn't get like copyrighted. Basically, what they do though is they like zoom in on the faces sometimes, so it just looks a little funky ducky, but it's okay. You can definitely watch it because I did. It may be Jamaican girl, it may be. So, Kody says, Garrison called me with his narcissistic attitude and goes, "This is all your fault, and I'm never going to be around you again." So he's mad. He's like, this is all Garrison's fault. Garrison can't take accountability. He went off. He, couldn't calm down with his social life. He went off and got COVID, gave it to his girlfriend, gave it to his family, and now he's calling me a hypocrite. No, I don't think so. Garrison bought a trailer, and he moved it beside Janelle's rental property, and he was going to live in it while he saved his money to buy his first house, which he has. He already bought his first house. So Janelle says, there's Garrison. Yeah, he's a cutie patootie. He's in the military too. I think he's been vaccinated for it at this point. I think last night it finally hit him with Isabel leaving that he has entirely frittered away what was left of his. Absolutely. Yep, Becca. Yep. Come on, where are you at? Where are you at? So Janelle essentially says, she's like, my kids feel some type of way about their dad. They do. And the reason is because they don't appreciate the way he has treated me and the way he has treated them by, clearly having, in their opinion, a wife that is the favorite. Spending more time with Robin, spending more time with Robin's kids, and not spending as much time with them or with Janelle. So she says, they're upset with the way Kody has treated them and her, not being there for them. Kody's focus has been more on Robin. Robin says what the other wives and kids think about her is not true. And even concerning COVID, like she's like, I'm not the boss of Kody because I wouldn't have wanted to handle COVID that way. The way that he handled COVID was not the way that I would have handled COVID. So if I was the boss and I could boss him around, I wouldn't have handled COVID that way. So there's proof that I am not the boss because I couldn't tell Kody how to handle COVID. And he did not handle it the way that I wanted to. So that's her argument for why she is not the boss, so she don't wear the pants of the relationship. Now, back at Christine's house, they invite Kody over. Isabel and Christine invite Kody over, and he comes over and they sit down, and Christine tells Kody that she has gotten accepted into the college that she wants to go to in North Carolina, and that she's gonna move. And Cody's like, wow, really? So you're moving to North Carolina? And she's like, yes, I am. And he's like, I wished you would have stayed. I thought he in a confessional, he's like, I really thought that Isabel would stay in Flagstaff and go to school in Flagstaff. I keep missing the spot I want to stop it at. And obviously, one of the children lives in Flagstaff, and Gwendolyn lives in Flagstaff, and she's going to stay in Flagstaff, but she said that she didn't say that it's not due to, having a close relationship with her father, but she said, even though Christine is moving, Isabel is going to North Carolina, she says she's already kind of put her roots down in Flagstaff, and she's going to stay in Flagstaff, but she wishes she had a closer relationship with her father. So that tells you there that that's not the reason she's staying. That if she had a close relationship with her father, she would say, I'm staying because I have a close relationship with my father, and I want to stay here. All right, so here we go. Here they are having the conversation. She's like, Dad, I got accepted into the college of my choice. It's in North Carolina. I'm going to be moving. Kody, he's happy for her, but he really wanted her to stay in North Carolina. Now he's like, so how is this going to happen? How are how are y'all going to move? Like, what's going to happen? So Christine says, well, we're going to rent like a U-Haul to bring your things. If you want to ride with us, you can. If you want to fly and meet us there, you can. Or if you want to bring the U-Haul yourself and me and her drive, it's whatever. We will make accommodations for you. Whatever you want to do, that's what we'll do. And he's like, well, I don't know about the COVID restrictions. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I need to drive and then have to stop at gas stations and be around people. And she's like, well, wear a mask, just wear a mask and don't interact with anybody. You should be fine. So he's like, I don't know if I'm going to go. And I don't think he does. Ultimately, I don't think he ends up going with her as she moves. He ends up saying that he's realized that it's her time to leave. And he wonders if her leaving has anything to do with his relationship with Christine. He talks about how he feels like she's leaving at a bad time. He's leaving at a time when things are not good between him and, her mom. And he don't know how that's going to affect her. So he's just like, I hate that she's leaving right now. I wish she would have stayed and went to college in Flagstaff. But even not doing that, I hate that she's leaving at a time like this. And he says, I hate that our relationship is not as close as, I would have liked it to be. But the reason it's not is because you're doing things like this. Like, well, do you want to go with us to move her? You can drive the U-Haul. You can fly me to there. Oh, I don't know if I'll do that. Well, that's why. You got to be there. You got to make sacrifices to attend things like this. Absolutely, Becky. So, so Christine talks about how Gwendolyn staying in Flagstaff. She likes Flagstaff, but she wishes she had a better relationship with her father. Also, with Isabel going off to North Carolina, she said the same thing, that she wished she had a better relationship with her father. That was the end of it. Them telling him that she was leaving. He says that he's happy for her, but he really didn't want her to leave. Yeah. Exactly. Real food junkie. Exactly. It's terrible. So, scenes for next week's episode was basically, I don't know if y'all guys can see. No. Okay. They are on a Zoom call. It is Janelle, Christine, Mary, and Robin and Kody. And I think they're talking about him going out to help, or the fact that he didn't go out to help. But it cut off in the middle, like right when it started. And I think Janelle was like, you could have still win, or you could still go, or something along those lines. So I don't think he's going to go. Everybody seems a little irritated. Well, Janelle and Christine definitely seem irritated with him. Mary even kind of does as well. But I'm going to be doing a recap for next week's episode as well. For the whole dumb comment about, oh, I'm prioritizing my young kids. I'm like, really? That's why your 6-year-old still has a pacifier on her face? Oh my goodness, Alexandra. Is she like, wait, who does Passy? What's her name? His and Robin's daughter. What's her name? Thank you. You guys. Now, I will say there's different reasons for, kids that are autistic. They hang on to things a little bit longer, but I don't know if she's been diagnosed with anything like that. But my thing is, Peyton said this. Peyton said that when his dad brought in Robin and her three kids, he started seeing his dad pay more attention to them and not spending as much time with him, and that bothered him. See, I thought the nanny gave them COVID too. I was like, hold up, I thought the nanny gave them COVID. But no, the whole story, they're like, Garrett was going out, he got it, he brought it back and gave it all to Janelle's family. Right, Morticia? Right? Like, come on. Like, I wonder if, like, season 27, it's going to be like, well, I haven't been to, I haven't seen any of the children in 9 years because of COVID. What? Now I do feel bad for Trolley because, see, I thought that as well. I'm like, no, they did say that. They did. At the end of last season or whatever, they were talking about how, because Christine was like, see, the nanny's giving everybody COVID. So that's so wild that they're giving Garrison such a hard time. At this point, this is spring 2021. We all know it was safe to meet outside. Most of the adults have had at least one vaccine shot. How long will he hold on to COVID excuses? I used to feel sorry for Mary, but not anymore. She has humiliated. Oh my gosh. Eunice, I love Mary. Like, Mary, like, outside of Christine, Mary, well, I like all of them, basically. Well, Janelle, I like Mary, I like Christine. But I'm really like, Mary, please. Like, I think she got, like, Stockholm Syndrome or something. I did. All apologies. Oh my goodness. She pulled the pacifier from her mouth to have a full-on conversation with Mary at the end of last season. Do we know if she's like autistic or anything like that? But yeah. Maybe they did. Maybe they did get it more than once. Okay, so the nanny gave it to like Robin's bunch, right? I don't know. But it was a good episode. I'm glad that we did get to see a little bit more of like, I know they are filming a lot of this with their own phones. I get it. I guess they're still not letting production in to come, like, he did. I heard that as well, WA. I heard that he refused to get the vaccination. So that's why, from my understanding, that's why Garrison was calling him a hypocrite. Because Garrison was like, you're going through all these rules, but you won't get the vaccine. And Garrison did get the vaccination because he's military and, you had to. So Garrison's like, at least I got the vaccination. What's beautiful at B? You don't even know how jealous I am. Wait, where's B's comment? Oh my God, I know. B sent me some pictures of where she was. Mary is responsible for a lot of situations, including bringing Robin in To have an ally against the other two wives, her refusal to let go of Kody, even when he forced her to divorce him to marry Robin. I'm like, nobody should sit in a marriage where they are not prioritized. You only have this life to live. Please make the most of it. Find love. Like, Christine is like doing her thing. I'm like, yes, 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 Christine. I love seeing her because like she just looks like she has this weight lifted off her, and I'm like, you just look amazing. You know, I'm so happy that she left. And what's crazy is she immediately felt relief when she made the decision to leave. Really? Yeah, he did say something about like kicking Garrison out or something. And Janelle's like, I don't know why he keeps saying that. Like, my name is the only name on the lease. His name's not on the lease. He can't kick anybody out. Okay, um, I got to be very cautious when I do, bring up the children because, me asking, like, is she autistic? That's me saying, like, has she been diagnosed? Does anybody know if she has? It's not me. Like, my son is autistic. It's not, I'm not picking on nobody. Children with autism, honestly, I want to say it's a beautiful thing, but I feel like somebody's going to take it and be like, how dare you say that? But no, my son that is autistic, he's just so beautiful. He's got a beautiful soul. He's just so great. Um, so I'm not saying it as like every child should be this because it's great. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just, she walks on her tippy toes. Yeah, Becca. Yeah. I've never lived the U.S. plan to when my babies get older. So amazing. Yeah. The nanny was Robin's niece, her ex-husband's relationship. That's kind of weird, kind of strange, but okay. No, but if she has it, then they need to make sure she's getting what she needs. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I need to pay a little bit more attention when I see her on camera, to see if I can spot anything, and but anyways, no. But honestly, I get why he thought Christine would accept a marriage without partnership. Mary did, Janelle did. Neither of them actually have a romantic relationship. Exactly. Why wouldn't he assume that Christine would? Wouldn't. The other two did, so I get it as well. Anybody that came just for the recap or the watching on replay just for the recap, that's the recap. We're gonna discuss for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna end this one. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna talk about Cara Delevingne. Her, I think she needs help, and then we're gonna talk about Trisha Paytas, and she had her baby. That is so awesome, but unfortunately, the mean people of this world are just giving her a hard time about the baby's looks, and it's just kind of disgusting. So we got a few things we're gonna cover today. Also, I got a gift in the mail, and I got a Nipsey bag that I'm gonna unbox today as well. So we'll stay talking about it in a few more minutes, and then I'll go ahead and close this one out since I got so much I want to try to pack in today. I don't even understand why they're filming anymore. I don't know. I wonder what the ratings are. I need to see. My nephew's on the spectrum, and I wouldn't trade him for anything in the world. I have a beautiful relationship with that boy. I love him and all kids. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, my son is so just, like, cool. He's so cool. Like, the way that he says things. He doesn't say, like, he won't be like, is that your brother? He'll be like, is that your sibling? If something is like I can like rub his back and he'll be like, what did he say? Oh, mom, that's really satisfying or something, like me rubbing his back. Rather than be like, oh, mom, that feels good. He's like, that's really satisfying. Like he uses words that like, normally you wouldn't hear, just like your child using for something. So it's just, it's a great thing. I mean, I'm lucky that he is on the high end of the spectrum and that it doesn't give him any problems. It's actually, he's super, super, super smart. Um, Robin seems to have more than one child with behavioral issues. They need formal diagnosis so they can help them live their best lives. Every child should be able to live their best life. Every child. It's, yeah. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. So, this was a good episode. I think next episode we're going to see Christine leave, I think. Did anybody see that in the clip for next week's episode? Was she packing her bags? Because I know that's coming up. That's the episode that I'm really looking forward to. The one where she sits down and she tells the women, like, hey, I'm out. Deuces. See you when I see you. I'm interested in seeing how they're going to respond. I think Janelle already knows. I think Janelle knew before Kody knew. But I'm going to keep doing these updates and tell you guys the recaps, and we can discuss. But I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. And you guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. I think we're going to do a video just on Kody and Garrison as well to cover that if I have time. It might be a pre-recorded video as well, so it kind of be like, you know, more of like a 5 to 8 minute clip to talk about what happened between them. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. I'm to listen to other videos later. I have to go to the... Oh, Sherry, that sounds good. Was you earlier in the chat? Because I didn't see you. Of course, Sherry, just whenever you have time. But I will see you guys in the next one. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.